Recently, another shooting was carried out by a transgender individual in Nashville. I'm sure by this point, almost all of us have heard the news. It's really, really sad. Prayers go out to the kids who died and the staff as well. It's really unfortunate what this world has come to. So much mental illness has spread to the point where people willingly go after small kids who can't defend themselves. It's truly, truly disgusting and depraved, and it's the result of a degenerating society. It's not a great sign. And of course, the left, as always, is and will continue to try to use this as we need to push more gun control. See, if we didn't have guns, this never would have happened. Which we all know is just one of the dumbest arguments ever made. Gun free zones are the places where shooters choose to shoot up. They like shooting places where people don't have guns. Criminals don't listen to laws. If they want to get a gun, they'll just go and get one anyways, and then shoot people with even less protection. So if you want more shootings, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's ban guns. But the truth is, the real problem here is not the guns. Guns do not cause shootings. Guns have been around for hundreds of years at this point. Of course, they've only gotten to a certain level where you start to see guns that could actually carry out any mass damage over the early 1900s is really when you start to see that pop up. But even throughout most of the 1900s, shootings were not an issue. They didn't pop up until like the 90s. You did not have a shooting problem in America. That seriously, it only popped up 30-ish years ago. And why did it pop up? Because of declining mental health. Guns weren't the problem, they've been a constant. What has changed is our society's mental and cognitive capabilities and health in general. What we see here is an individual who has clear mental issues. They can't figure out what gender they are. They have transitioned-ish kind of, and now they're angry and they're going after little Christian kids who did nothing. Which, by the way, this needs to be investigated as a hate crime. If it's not, it says a lot about who our justice system really cares about, and it'll tell us a lot about them real quick. Because there is clear crime written all over this. The police department, they came out and made a statement and said there was some evidence that was tying it to it, and it would be further looked into. This obviously needs to be looked into as a hate crime. And interesting enough, this event coincides with the upcoming Trans Day of Vengeance that this poster was being passed around all over, I believe it was Twitter. Marjorie Taylor Greene actually was suspended off Twitter for, I believe it was 10 days for reposting this image because Twitter wants to keep it quiet. They know what this means. It makes trans people look really bad. Why? Because some little trans girl, I believe it was a girl pretending to be a boy. I believe that's what we had here, and they would do what on the right before the Trans Day of Vengeance? They go and shoot a bunch of little Christian kids. So clear hate crime here. I think it's pretty obvious. So it definitely needs to be at least investigated as a hate crime, and we should definitely follow that route. But moving on, like I was saying before, mental health is a problem, right? Guns had them for a long time, yet shootings, they started appearing recently. And what has declined? Mental health. These people have issues. They have obvious issues, and we need to start helping and treating them as a society instead of literally mutilating their bodies, castrating them, and then telling them, you know what, everything's okay now. No, we need to actually go in and help them instead of hurting them. Instead of doing this medical mispractice on them, we need to go in and tell them, no, look, you are the way that you are. You are having some mental issues and you are clearly suffering, and we're going to help you. We need to start helping these people. We need to stop doing all this messed up hurting. It's awful. It is actual medical mispractice to go in and harm these people and castrate them. It's a terrible thing to do. It messes up their hormones. And really, you can see some of the results of this because trans people have higher rates of crime. This is undeniable. This is objectively true. They commit crimes at a higher rate than normal groups. And oftentimes, you'll see arguments made that, oh, it's because of all the hate they face. I disagree. Hate doesn't cause this mass violence. This violence is caused by mental illness and unstable family structures oftentimes, and that's another place where mental illness breeds. You see all this crime because these people's lives are in chaos, they are disordered. This has never been a gun problem. We have a mental health problem in this country and we need to get it checked. We need to start working on it. We need to start helping these people instead of mutilating them. We need to try to save the family because that is falling apart right now. And we need to stop letting all this degeneracy take over because when let degeneracy take over, we are going to see more and more of these shootings and more of these crimes. And it's terrible. And we don't need more little Christian kids to die over it. We don't need any more kids in general to die over it. No life, no innocent life is worth whatever these people are fighting for. Because what they're fighting for is the ability to literally destroy their bodies and then go and tell your kids that they can destroy their bodies too. That's what they want to be able to do. In their world, all of your kids, they'd all be trans too. They want to push it on everybody, and that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing with introducing this drag queen story hour. This is why they're mad about Florida's quote unquote don't say gay bill, because they want to preach it to little kids, and then when they don't get their way, go and what, shoot up a school. That's what we are seeing today. It's disgusting, disordered, and we need to get this mental health problem figured out, checked out, and we need to stop letting these people live in delusion because we are starting to see the results. So, if you don't want to see the consequences, I highly suggest you join the fight and help us really take back this country. I'm going to sign off on that note, though. So, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, share the video, greatly appreciate it. But I'm going to sign off on that note. So long, peace out, and God bless y'all.